This is Nastasia Archie of Politically Incorrect, and I will be evaluating presidential candidate Martin O'Malley's e-marketing through his social media. The next slide will be a video showing O'Malley's campaign commercial.
We'd like to make an announcement. We will not stick our finger in the air to see which way the wind is blowing. We will take stands, important ones.
I believe that we are standing at the threshold of a new era of American opportunity. If only we have the guts and have the foresight and have the courage.
We will not talk about doing big things. We will do them.
In Maryland, we passed a living wage. We passed marriage equality, and we passed the DREAM Act. We made our public schools the best in America 5 years in a row.
We will allow ourselves to feel, but steel ourselves to act.
The week that Baltimore erupted was a heartbreaking week for all of us. In so many places in our country, there are whole swaths of our population that feel unneeded, unrecognized, unnecessary, and unheard. We must do better as a people.
We will never forget where we come from, but always remember where we're going.
My dad was able to go to college only because of the GI Bill. He was from a fairly poor family in Pittsburgh, and only because of a far-seeing and generous nation, he was able to go to college. He was able to provide better for his family. And that's really what our country's all about at our best, is to recognize the potential in each individual to make us better as a whole nation.
This is America. We don't coronate or hand out turns. We earn it.
Here's a brief bio of O'Malley's political career. In 1988, O'Malley earned his Juris Doctorate and was admitted to the Maryland State Bar Association. In 1991, O'Malley was elected to his first 2 terms of Baltimore City Council. By 1999, O'Malley ran for mayor of Baltimore, earning 90% of the votes. And in 2006, O'Malley was elected as governor of Maryland with 53%. Here we see O'Malley's vision he has for America, with changes in policies such as clean energy future, which O'Malley wants a nation that will make great strides in becoming energy independent. Also, addiction treatment. O'Malley sees the epidemic of untreated substance use disorder as a crisis that claims tens of thousands of Americans each year. Lastly, but not limited to, debt-free college. O'Malley plans to make college debt-free for all Americans. On the next slide, we will see O'Malley's vision to rebuild the American dream.
I'm Martin O'Malley. If our country's going to work again for all Americans, we need new ideas and bold approaches. We need to get things done. That's why I've laid out 15 progressive goals to rebuild the truth of the American dream we share. Sign on to see how together we can make America work again for all of us.
In order to rebuild the American dream, O'Malley has set 15 goals, which include, but are not limited to, cut the unemployment rate among young people in half within 3 years. The unemployment rate for young people ages 16 through 24 is above 24%. And to improve college and career readiness and increase college completion rates by 25% within 10 years. Less than 40% of students of all ages graduate from a 4-year college within 4 years. Also included in the 15 goals, but not limited to, are ending childhood hunger in America by 2020. 1 in 5 children live in poverty without enough to eat. Also, reduce infant mortality by 10% by 2020. U.S. ranks 56 worldwide in infant mortality, with 6 out of every 1,000 babies dying before their first.
As we're seeing this more and more these days, social media played a pivotal role in the election last night. Twitter and Facebook were lit up as the results poured in.
Where's my phone?
Yeah, exactly. You're never without it.
Even the president celebrated his hard-fought victory with a simple tweet. Here is the picture. You can see the president and First Lady hugging, and then he extended that bipartisan tone, saying we're all in this together. That's how we campaigned, and that's who we are. Thank you. Signed, B.O.
B.O. That means it was
Barack
authentically
Obama.
from him. And I think I saw some stat where that was the most retweeted tweet ever, that picture that went out. So it showed you kind of just how social media takes on a life of its own here. Also, some interesting stats to show you here I thought was interesting. Apparently, 80% of the people in America get their political news online these days.
I believe
so,
it.
you know, where everyone's hooked into their laptops and their cell phones and they get all of that.
It's the ADHD generation.
Exactly. Excuse me. So 80% there, that's a very telling stat. Also, with 20 million tweets, Election Day just became the most tweeted about event ever in the political history of the country. That's very telling. I think the old record from a few weeks ago was the first debate. Now the election, of course, surpassed that. Then 65,000 political tweets per minute during this. Everywhere. I was glued to Twitter. Most people learned their news and what state was going to who through Twitter. And then also Instagram, which is the photo site, pretty popular, owned by Facebook. 600,000 photos associated with the vote. So in terms of those I voted stickers people posted, so all of this just played out online in incredible numbers.
And when you tweet, obviously, you have to add the hashtag, some hot hashtags out there. Election 2012, also trending with stay in line, and finally, I voted. And then there's some other inappropriate ones that we will not bring you because we're a family network.
You know, always people
Thanks,
have
Disney.
some off-color things to say. This is on HBO. We'd share with you too. Also, then there was also a very interesting video here. This got a lot of people on guard. There was this video out of Pennsylvania of this malfunction with the voting machine. Some gentleman was trying to vote for Barack Obama, but instead it lit up for Mitt Romney. So, of course, there are a lot of fears about voter fraud and problems with the machine, so that kind of fed into that. But as the night played on, really, whatever issues there were kind of got played out with the electoral landslide it ended up being.
Also, Roseanne Barr getting some votes. How about that?
Roseanne's always fun.
In the previous slide, we saw how the effect of social media has been on past presidential elections. Now that we have reviewed O'Malley's platform, we will take a closer look at his social media marketing in comparison to other presidential candidates. Here we see that O'Malley lacks the following on Facebook compared to other candidates such as Hillary Clinton with 1.6 million likes, Donald Trump with 4 million likes, Ben Carson with 4.3 million likes. Though Sanders has a small following on Facebook, it is said that he has a strong social media presence compared to O'Malley. On Twitter, we see a trend that O'Malley is consistent with 90,000 followers, but still lagging with his competitors. As we see, Hillary Clinton has just over 4.5 million followers, Donald Trump 4.6 million followers, Ben Carson and Bernie Sanders with just over 800,000 followers. However, we see on YouTube that O'Malley has a competitive advantage, with more subscribers than the other candidates, but still needs improvement on his views. He currently has 800 plus subscribers with just over 400,000 views, whereas Hillary Clinton has 30,000 subscribers with 7.4 million views, Ben Carson 14,000 subscribers with 1.8 million views, and Bernie Sanders with 4,000 subscribers and just over 90,000 views. Lastly, we see that O'Malley, again on Instagram, doesn't have a strong following compared to his competitors. O'Malley has just over 6.6 thousand followers, whereas Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump have just over 400,000 followers, and Ben Carson with just over 120,000 followers. We see that O'Malley needs improvements in his social media marketing. Improvements that he needs to work on is he needs to have a stronger social media presence. He also needs to target the younger market. O'Malley understands his lack of internet marketing, so O'Malley made 2 hires. Madeline Perry, which is O'Malley's campaign digital director, who will manage his digital and social media strategy, and Ian Ferguson, serving as his director of data and analytics. Miller states that if nothing else, the failure of O'Malley to gain traction with his campaign has proved that the 2016 presidential election race isn't a beauty contest. See the above picture. And Fox News states that it's O'Malley's own fault that he lacks a strong social media presence. Again, this is Nastasia Archie for Politically Incorrect, and be sure to check back for more political internet marketing insights. Here are the sources used in today's presentation. Thank you.